everyone. I'm here today doing a book review on Silvia Moreno-Garcia's book, Mexican Gothic. So, I just finished this book, and for me, it was a 4-star read. I actually really enjoyed it, and I'm going to talk a little bit about why I enjoyed it today. So, first off, it was labeled as horror, and it was actually my selection for the Book of the Month July pick. This is like a new thing for me. I'm like reading the book in the month that they are. Normally I just like sign up for the service to just collect books and then nothing comes of it. But this is awesome. So this was labeled under horror. And a lot of people, I'd heard people talking about it in the sense of like it was a Gothic novel. I didn't entirely understand what that meant going into it, but I'm in for a horror novel. So I also really liked her last one. I think I have it up here as well, Gods of Jade and Shadow. I really enjoyed that. She has a lot of really cool, she integrates a lot of the Mexican culture into her stories, be them whatever they are. So it was present in that one. It was definitely present in this one. So essentially the story follows Noemi Taboada, and she's this young girl living in Mexico City, kind of living life. And then she and her father get this distressing letter from her cousin Catalina, who was recently married. And the letter sort of it alludes to her like talking to people, like talking to ghosts potentially. So her father's basically like, it's set in Mexico in the 1950s. So basically her father talks to her and he's like, I'm gonna need you to go check on your cousin. There's not really anyone else to do it. So she goes reluctantly, but also just, as the family courier to go see how her cousin is doing. So she ends up getting to this place. They call it High Place in this town in Mexico. And it's actually based off a real town, I believe, but it's near, they say, El Triunfo. So if you want to take a look at the map in Mexico to kind of see where that generally is. But in this case, it is in a fictional town. The place that they go, the house that they are in is this very old school sort of rundown. They talk about mists all the time and fog being around the house. So it's very Gothic style. So she goes, and the family that lives there are the Doyles. Virgil is who Catalina married. He is the older brother, but the house also has Howard Doyle, the patriarch of the family, who's very, very ill and kind of on the verge of death. Virgil's sister, Florence, and her son, Francis, who's kind of right around Noemi's age. So as she gets there, she's kind of like there to check on her cousin. And as she's there, she sort of starts to uncover the weird and creepy things that the house sort of has and kind of the issues surrounding what's been happening with Catalina. That's generally the gist of it. I don't necessarily want to say too much about the plot itself because that's for the most part what it is without giving away any spoilers about what took place. I really enjoyed this one. I really liked her writing style. It reminded me a lot of the Gods of Jade and Shadow. She does a really good job. She makes really engaging characters. So I really liked the character of Noemi, and I liked that the character had internal struggles as well. It just provided a really cool, rich character. I liked that it was a very small cast of characters, and it gave a lot of opportunity to talk about kind of the eerie surroundings and the odd things taking place. It had some really cool, I don't know that I would say magical realism. I actually heard another booktuber describe this as, what did he say? It was on... what did he say? It was so good. It was perfect. It was Dracula meets Wuthering Heights. And I think that was actually brilliant. That was perfect. I will actually link to that video in the description below because I really, really enjoyed watching that video. It was I really thought it was a cool description or cool discussion of what he thought about the book as well. I believe he liked it a little bit more than me, but it wasn't a 5-star for me because there were some issues that I had with certain choices, and all in all, it kind of had a little bit of lull towards the first part of the last third of the book, sort of right around that 200-page mark. It dulled a little for me in certain dream sequences that she has throughout the book. But I thought the actual reveal was something that was really, really cool. It was based in reality while also having somewhat of a fantastical aspect to it. That's kind of why I would say it was like a little bit of magical realism, but I feel like it's also really prevalent in Latin culture to have magically realistic elements. I know I definitely grew up with some. There's some amazing lines in it too. She has some lines that I think perfectly described certain things about growing up in that culture. There are certain aspects of it that they talk about and keep in mind this is set in the 50s. So there's a big topic that comes up quite a bit in the book about the study of eugenics and kind of how certain people look at that. And I mean, I thought that was actually interesting to add. It was really cool the way that they tied everything in. I really liked that. I personally really loved the end of this one, and just on like a not even remotely, like this is neither here nor there, this is entirely my opinion, but like I really liked Francis at the end. He's the son of Florence and sort of the nephew of Virgil that is living in the home. He's kind of right around Noemi's age. I want to say she's about 20, I think she's 21. No, she's in her early 20s. Anyway, he's kind of he's very much described as this kid who's like definitely not the attractive one of the family. Like Virgil definitely got all the good looks. He's disgusting and really, which makes sense in the book. And I don't want to say anything about it, but he's gross. Ew. Francis, though, I don't know. In any normal circumstances, it was really obvious that these two would never have any question of anything, but it was just kind of like, hey, you are the person that is there, and like, I get it. I was into it at the end. Anyway. I'm always like, my boyfriend makes so much fun of me because it doesn't even like need to be even a remotely good love story. I'm usually kind of there for it. In any aspect of the book. This one I thought was really nice because it had no way to do with most of the main storyline. It was really good, actually. I'd recommend it. It was great. It was not... I don't know what I was expecting with it, to be honest. I just heard such really good things about it, and for some reason I've been on this crazy, I am going to follow my mood and read whatever I feel like, and I've been devouring stuff lately, which has felt really good. And this was just one that I was just so excited to read it. I really liked it. I'm probably going to be picking up her next book when it comes out, just because I think she might be one of my new favorite writers. I really like her. Anyway, this was Mexican Gothic by Silvia Moreno-Garcia. This was the July Book of the Month pick. I think it came out this month. Check it out. Let me know what you think. And I'll talk to you guys next time. Bye.